Okay. I have a beautiful candle here. Um, it says, relax and purify myself. This came from the African Marketplace, a sister named Sunset that was traveling, and she gifted that to me. It has some lavender pieces in it. It also has amethyst in it. So we have that, and then she also gave me some Palo Santo for clearing. So I'm going to burn a little bit of that. As we become more aware of the energies that are around us, it's very important that we cleanse and purify our environments, as well as cleanse and purify our bodies. Okay, so, and I'll put this away. Alrighty, so, we have this going on. This particular recording that I'm going to do is going to be for day 2 and day 3. Currently in day 3 right now, and I just had my water and felt a little lightheaded, needed to just chill because I went out to feed the garden, to turn the water, because one of the irrigation systems needs to be retightened, and so I have to switch it to manual for right now to make sure it can get watered in the morning. It can get watered. I can get watered. Couple of references, people that talks about the importance of water. Dr. Sebi is one, being that we are electrical beings and you need to eat electrical food. If you don't have the backstory or the history to understand electricity and that water is a conductor of, electricity, and that it's used to create the electrical circuits that run through your body as well as the planet. Planet is majority water. Your body is majority water. If you don't give the body water and that hydration, that can lead to a lot of other ailments. Dick Gregory is a good one to tie into that, of things like Alzheimer's or cancer, because the body doesn't have the fluidity to bounce back. It doesn't have the flexibility to do what it needs to do. So if it's dried out, it'll become brittle. It'll break easy. Things will start to break down within the body from the inside out very easy. So as I'm learning upon this process, right, it's like a deeper understanding of myself. So day 2 yesterday, I woke up and really taking it easy, like really taking it slow. I had a meeting in the morning, but it wasn't as early, so I didn't have to do a lot of running around, which I didn't. And just being mindful, too, of the energy that you have to share. I am a mom of 3, and being able to delegate or share some of the load with my husband is very important, because during this time, the energy that normally I would have very high energy is lower. And in a sense, people are like, oh, it's not at all. I'm normally going and doing, and even I'll refer back to August 6th a lot. After that, I didn't want to be on TV. I didn't want to be seen. So Zoom sessions where I didn't have to put my picture up and other things like that was a normal. And normally I would be on the Zoom. Normally I would be in person, but I didn't want to be seen. I had a lot of um, anxiety towards what happened to me. I had a lot of fear of what happened to me. I had a lot of um, depression and other things like that really held me back from being able to do the healing. So I really went into a it's like hyperactive traumatic space, where I worked really hard, because that was something that could give me results rather than doing the healing that was needed. And so during this detox, I'm able to release some of those behaviors of just consistently trying to stay busy, um, and not slowing down enough to really take care of myself even more. And so, day two, I really just took it easy. Again, being mindful of my energy, even the energy that I share with others, and knowing when enough is too much, um, enough is enough, asking for help. Um, that's, day two. And I did a couple of things, but even with taking the children out, I got to nap and meet with friends to do that. And I do want to share that doing this video right now, because normally I will go through these cleanses and I just take notes for myself, and then if somebody had questions, I would tell them. But I was inspired by Vania TV. That's VANIA TV. I'll put her link here to her YouTube channel. I was watching her 21-day water fast, and I loved how transparent she was about how she was feeling along the way, how her focus, uh, there was distractions, and how those things can impact your ability to stay focused, and inspiring others to know your why. So, my why is to heal holistically, allow my body to regenerate, giving it a break, clearing up the infection in my molars in the back here, 2 and 3, and really giving myself that rest that it much needed. Just came off of camp and going hard, and my body needed the rest and the ability to chill and chill. So, what I wanted to cover for Tuesday, not Tuesday, it was Monday, the second day of the fast, is just I had some things, but I did a lot of resting and took some naps along the way. I did a lot of mental work of like just thinking about my business, Nikia's Piece of Life, the Academy, the Melanin Day School Academy, and how those things would be able to contribute to healing the community. And I'm like, man, I've seen families not know how to properly feed their children. Shoot, I was one of those families, right? Um, and after having a raw foods business for a while and feeding people life, feeding people more life than I started feeding myself and others, I realized that I was running into a um, passed down experience of, sun up to sundown, um, working out in the fields. I have direct descendants that worked as sharecroppers, and that work, that grind is passed down. And so to overcome the the patterns and practices generationally, it requires things like this, detoxing, and times to really say you're going to sit your butt down no matter what. Um, I'm going to refer to Dick Gregory again because he mentioned, people working so hard and basically telling God, after I work this hard, then I'll take a break in this life. That comes first. The God, universe, that comes first. Put that first. Say, you know what? If I don't take care of my health and wellness, I'm not going to be here to work this job, to volunteer, to be a good mother, to be a good wife. Like, you're not going to be able to do those things. And so resetting and realigning priorities is so important. And so I want to capture this and share this with others so hopefully they can see where they need to pivot, where they need to have a breakthrough from certain cycles that no longer serve them, allow themselves time to breathe, rest, reevaluate, reflect, other words, retrospect, right? And really see like where you need to do something differently. And so I was doing that yesterday for day two, and I was like, man, there's so many things that I'm so passionate about, and that's like helping people. And a lot of it I've gotten time and time from friends like, how did you do this or how did you do that? And really, sometimes they're asking for even more assistance, like step by step processes. So I think this video and the videos to come will serve as support, ongoing support, motivation, and encouragement to um, help them in being more connected with who they are, how they feel, the challenges that they're going through, and where they would like to go, where they see themselves, and creating a new vision of themselves where they're healed, or on their way to healing and thriving. That's a big part of it. And so, um, day two, I really had, going back of like gymnastics, I have a vision of having tumbling centers for acrobatics and other events located in quote unquote low income areas where the communities normally wouldn't have those resources to exert that extra energy. So they're deemed as, hyperactive for things like that, but they don't have the resources to release that energy. Outside garden space so they can grow their own food, get connected with nature, go and just sit and ground themselves if it's not already located. And that will start a ripple effect throughout all of the communities, changing low income to, financial freedom. Um, and that financial freedom, I really do believe, starts with loving yourself, um, setting a priority, that you are important. And if God dwells in you, it's very important that you take care of the vessel that you're in and assess for yourself, what does that mean? What does taking care of yourself mean? What does it look like? How do you know when you've gotten there? What are some milestones along the way? And so um, those are some of the things. Like, I love teaching children. I love working with children, and because they challenge me, and to see them grow and expand is so awesome. And that sometimes they're more eager to learn new things, to be exposed to new things. I love working with adults that love to improve themselves, that want to get past the challenges in their life, and they just need a little bit of support, motivation, encouragement, and some empowerment to know that they can. I love working with those that work with me and make the process a lot more smoother. So yesterday I really got back on track of things that I truly love to do, things that bring me joy, and don't require my physical movement, but require a little bit of mental movement, but also taking some rest. So that was day two. I rested. The children want to play. I rested and just explaining to them that, Mommy, you're eating food. Mommy is not eating any food. So my energy is a little low now, but my body is cleansing. My body is healing, and that it will just require that, Mommy won't be as active with you, but we will be doing things, and it's all going to pay off. And just explaining them to that. I give things to my mom for explaining to the children what you may be going through the best that you possibly can for them. So then they have the respect for the boundaries. They also have the respect for the process. And then when it's time for them, shall they need to go through, they have those tools to be able to explain that to others and set healthy boundaries and priorities for themselves. So that's basically day two. Just water. I added a little lemon with the peppermint, but I think just water is fine because it makes it easy, um, and not have to look for anything else. Um, Guaranteed to use spring water. I was looking up the best water to drink. You don't want to do tap water. You don't want to do distilled water because it can take nutrients from your body. Spring water is the best one to do. And I even one day, I think it was day one, I tried to put spirulina in and I vomited. I thought I was like, maybe I need a little. I vomited. It was like too much. So listen to your body, listen to what's needed. So I'm gonna stop this one and we'll go on to day 3.